Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, man, and I'm back with another video. Today, we got the many effects of CTE and boxing slash MMA, man. Yeah, I know we've been rocking with the street beefs, the UFC, all combat sports, all fighting. So we about to see the many effects of this shit, man. Let's hop into it.
CTE is extremely common in combat sports. CTE stands for chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is normally caused by repeated blows to the head, which naturally will happen in a sport that's built around punching people in the head, and it can affect fighters to different extents. In some cases, it can actually be funny to observe, but in practically every other case, it's tragic and one of the darkest parts to combat sports. First of all, in a lighter tone, Tito Ortiz is maybe the most obvious case.
It's personal because, in a way, you're jealous of him. How does hearing that out of his mouth fall on your ears?
Jealous of him? This guy can't even put a fucking sentence together, man. Are you kidding me right now? He's reaching for those grapes. He's trying to make his wine, and the wine's already sounding like a violin with that cheese and wine. We'll see on November 24th.
Tito Ortiz may actually be a case where CTE...
He looked like a robot chicken character bro. He looked like a robot chicken character game.
hasn't really affected his brain capacity. Even as a younger man in the UFC, he's been one of the least bright people in the sport, and his interviews have spawned endless material.
Probably one of the toughest 185 pounders, number 2 ranked, Matt Lindland.
As you guys get older, is it harder to get your bodies into the shape that's required to go at each other?
Not with me. I mean, I've only been off for a year and a half. I'm only 43 years old. I'm an old mature. I mean, I'm matured old. I mean, very fast, but at the same time, my body hasn't matured great, just because of
cock out while he talking.
My father's really old. My father's 80 years old. My grandmother's 100 years old. So my body is in great shape.
But going out and doing the promo to sell a
Chuck
fight,
Liddell got the
there's anybody in this
CTE
business that does
effects
better
too, I
than
think.
me. Maybe who was it, Conor McGregor? He does actually a really good job.
Khabib or Conor? Nah, God, Conor's just too damn good. That kid is just confidence is through the roof.
There's fighters like Johnny Bones Jones, Conor McGregor. I keep saying Khabib, but it's actually Habib Menenenov. And he texted me because there was another organization, Eagle FC. It's Khabib Menenenov, if I pronounced the name wrong.
How many times a week training do I do for this fight? I train 6 days a week. 5 days a week. I'll train 3 days a week. One of those days I will train 2 days of the week. So 6 days a week I'll be training.
Oh man. He trying his hardest, y'all.
I was 12 years ago when we fought. I'm faster, I'm stronger, I'm younger.
Unfortunately, he couldn't get this match before. I heard that he tried to sell some suits to make do on the car, but nobody had a size 52 stupid.
Tito, all I can ask is what your rebuttal is to that, man.
Go ahead and check my Instagram at Tito Ortiz 1999, and that'll answer that. Fool's complete gas. All I hear is gas coming out of his ass, and it's not his butt. Well, you know what? Actually, let me go ahead and find Chael Sonnen for you. I think I got him right about here. And on
he called that nigga apple juice.
He's gonna get smashed. That's the way I do inside the cage. Kicking ass and taking names. With Chael Sonnen, you're next.
Cannot wait to see it.
Nah, that was hot right there. Y'all can't lie. That was hot right there. That was hot right there for his caliber, you heard. I ain't gonna lie, that was hot.
In Los Angeles, California, and
just on like some troll, like, you feel me? It's MMA, so you supposed to be more serious, and you feel me? Obviously, he can't be that way, cause you feel me? He had
dominate. I expect
no
least than what I expect in my camp, what I've been doing in my camp.
I want to tell me what you see. Let's go ahead and see it by the fight, what you saw in the ring.
Now, is it true you're coming back in the fall, though, that the fight will be in the fall?
Yes, it'll be in April. I start camp probably around in the beginning of July.
I think everybody's starting to believe your lies now. Finally, your lies aren't becoming truth, huh, buddy?
I have my interpreter here for Fyodor Emelianenko. Everybody had question of what type of heavyweight you were. You showed it once on Tim Sylvia in 38 seconds. You've done it again against Andre Arlovski in 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Let me tell you how you're feeling right now.
I don't drink alcohol that much at all anymore, ever.
Oh,
I mean, not compared to when I was in my 20s. I take care of myself
his
now.
words
now
all
it's about my kids.
scrambled up.
I want to outlive my children. Of course, 100%. And I just look at it as just, I take care of myself and everything I do,
This a hard watch. Yo, what? Yo, wait, what?
And then I did my junior high school, 87, 88, and 87, 88, and then 89, I started my freshman year.
I, Tito Ortiz.
solemnly affirms that I will support and defend
Do I solemnly swear? I do solemnly affirm.
That I will support and defend.
And that I will support and defend.
Discharge the duties.
About
which I am about to enter.
That I'm about to enter. As a council member of Huntington Beach. Thank you very much.
Tito Ortiz is probably the only case where CTE is funny. As funny as his clips can be, Tito doesn't seem that bad of a guy, and considering he was the same before he retired, his clips may simply be a case of Tito not being that smart, and he finds it difficult to articulate himself. Moving on to the serious part of
is this CTE or do he... Bro, this cannot be CTE. I ain't gonna lie. This can't be CTE. He's born... He like, I don't know, Bro... This can't be CTE though. This can't be CTE.
In terms of being affected by CTE is James Toney. James Toney is essentially a cautionary tale for young fighters as to how they shouldn't approach their careers. And it's quite simple to explain why James Toney is so affected by CTE. There are few fighters who have sparred as much as James Toney has. Throughout his career, full contact sparring has been the main source of training for Toney. And in the later stages of his career, was the only source of training he had. Fighters are usually told not to spar too much to avoid unnecessary brain damage, so considering the amount of sparring he's done, plus the fact that he's had 92 professional fights from 1988 all the way to 2017, it was a recipe for disaster.
2017? Like, that don't even sound right. James Toney in 2017. That don't even sound right, bro.
Really hard.
Oh man.
Like James Toney in 2017 boxing? Come on, bro.
And then the pain hits you. After I get done with the fight, I'm like, damn, do I really want to do this?
69-6-3. 69-6-3. He had that record. James Toney had that record. 69-6-3. Look at the quality of this video, bro. And he talking about he was fighting in 2017 as well. Like, yeah, bro, you definitely got brain damage. What?
For 19 years, boxer
that
James
boy
Toney
was doing
has
it for the love of the
continued to
game.
return to the ring, where he's won 4 world titles from middleweight to heavyweight.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, you a legend.
He also may have suffered an injury that doctors only now are beginning to understand. It involves the impact of head trauma on the pituitary gland, a pea-sized organ that secretes many of the body's most important hormones.
So when someone has a head injury, the brain, we know, moves around within the skull, and there can be stretching of the pituitary stalk, or there can be direct damage to the pituitary gland.
Damage to that so-called master gland can lead to deficiencies in critical hormones that affect everyday energy levels and such processes as the healing of muscles and bones.
Which hormones are you low in, and how low are you?
They said the testosterone level's real low. Like, damn near non-existent.
Now, that's a strange thing to hear from a boxer.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're in the testosterone sport.
Yeah, but see, I was shocked when Dr. Gordon told me. I was like, oh my God, are you serious?
Just to compare James Toney's speech from the 90s to the present day.
Well, things are going pretty good right now for me. As far as things coming up for me, I'm trying to, get a fight with Roy Jones down the line and possibly win the light heavyweight title. If Virgil will give me a chance.
Word. You are probably the most active fighter in the ring today. You believe in that more than other fighters, it seems like. How does that help you out?
Well, it keeps me sharp. I believe, if you're a champion, you're a people's champion, you got to be out in front of the public every time you get a chance. So I try to stay busy, let everybody know that James Toney is always doing something.
Man of the people.
He's boring. See, that's why I love England. I love coming to England. I've been to England 4 times. I love my favorite place. I love the suit factory. I love all that. We're going to have fighters like Nigel Benn, Eubanks. They all suck. Usyk the same way. Boring, scary. Fight somebody. Fury to fight. Obviously, he was motivated to fight, and Usyk won, barely, and still barely. But in the rematch, it was.
Another notorious case
that don't
in MMA
sound
that
too
follows
crazy to me though. That right there doesn't sound too crazy to me. But I did hear other clips where James Toney, like, you could definitely hear the head trauma effects.
Pattern is Nam Phan. American Vietnamese former UFC fighter Nam Phan is unfortunately rarely remembered for his UFC run, but rather the severe degradation of his speech after retirement.
They said no or whatever, and he just kept on just harassing him. I was like, dude, Jose, why don't you leave these guys alone, man? Just quit picking on, quit messing with these guys. He goes, F you now. We're going to kick your ass. We want to fight, after school or something like that. He goes, I'm all like, no, dude, I don't want to fight you. I'm just saying leave these guys alone.
Yeah, hey, done. 10 miles morning. Woke up late. I did run 5 miles. It doesn't sound good.
First round, I wrestled some wrestler guy who's good, who's tough. Kept the pressure on him. Eventually, I got to the takedown and stuff like that. I got 4-2, took us back.
My family and my close friends who care about me, You don't want to see me get hurt. And how he's doing? It's about a few days. It's Tuesday. It's about a few days after my fight, my pro Muay Thai fight. I thought to get Dacker after the fight. She's a pretty cool guy.
The fact that Nam Phan chose to box after retiring from MMA, 8 fights, all of which he lost, would have definitely done unnecessary damage to his health, and is a worrying sign for MMA fighters in general.
These boys been in it for the love of the game, bro. Like, just for the love of the sport, bro. Like, that shit crazy to me, bro. That shit is crazy. You could really hear the evolution, how he... Bro, at first, in the first clip they showed, I thought, like, I thought the CTE effects was in this clip.
The severe degradation of his speech after retirement.
They said no or whatever, and he just kept on, like, just like harassing him. I was like, dude, Jose, why don't you leave these guys alone, man? Just
I think they said this was in 2007.
F you now. We're going to kick your ass. We want to fight, you know, after school or something like that. He goes, oh.
And then he came this, and he looked beat up in this. Like, his eye fucking shut damn near. Like, this shit crazy, bro.
Retiring from MMA, 8 fights, all of which he lost, would have definitely done unnecessary damage to his health, and is a worrying sign for MMA fighters in general, as a lot of them choose to turn over to boxing as they're already well beyond their physical peak, which is going to take us to the most complicated case in the video, Diego Sanchez.
Bled, I've sweat, I've cried. I've cried for this company. I've sacrificed more than you will ever know. And you can't have a 45 minutes to meet with it?
Diego Sanchez has always been one of the weirdest fighters in the UFC, but his strange spiral he went on after leaving the UFC was nothing more than unfortunate to witness. Diego Sanchez, first and foremost, is a certified UFC legend. He's put on some of the best fights in the company's history. He'd been a staple in the company since 2005, and he gave more than people can imagine to the sport. But naturally, as fighters do, Diego Sanchez got older, his performances got worse, and he's starting to lose more, which prompted his family to urge him to retire. The way Sanchez saw this was that people didn't believe in him, which led to him separating from his wife.
I pushed my ex-wife away because she was pushing me towards retirement, and she didn't want to see me get hurt. And I took it as, you're giving up on me. You don't believe in me, and we went our separate ways. So I was in a real rocky road.
Not only did Sanchez leave his wife, he also left his long-term training team. The influence behind all this sudden separation would be a total outside source, a self-help guru by the name of Joshua Fabia, who had wormed his way into Diego Sanchez's life. Upon any close examination of Joshua Fabia's portfolio, it should be easy to tell what sort of scam he's running. Upon looking at his self-written biography, apparently at the age of 9 he single-handedly healed his grandfather's health issues, which included a stroke, brain aneurysms and heart attacks. Despite no qualification in any of the areas, he's apparently a master of defence, protection, human rights, confidence building, meditation, athletic training, physical therapy, acupressure, Western massage, and nutrition. He also apparently holds certifications in martial arts, personal training, military fields, stretch training, and breathing. To everyone watching the video, this is clearly BS. But to a guy like Diego Sanchez, who seems quite gullible and would not be in the right state of mind considering the brain trauma he's had in his career, Sanchez made for a perfect victim for Joshua Fabia. And somehow no warning signs went off for Diego when Joshua Fabia's training techniques were introduced, which included chasing people around with a knife and being used as an upside-down punching bag for Joshua Fabia himself. Sanchez was also apparently taught a death move, which could immediately cause death for an opponent. He was apparently ready to use it for his next fight versus Michael Chiesa. The fight would take place, and Michael Chiesa remains alive and well, because Chiesa would dominate Sanchez for 3 straight rounds. People caught wind of Fabia's weird techniques in the MMA world.
This is fake crashing.
Oh, this is
until you got dealt with.
Sanchez's corner. No one else. This dude has no experience as an MMA coach, by the way. So this is the dude that's telling him to be like Tyson.
He's being like water right now. You
What
see
is he
that
doing?
slip? That slip,
bro.
Oh.
Well,
touch butt.
Diego's such a strange guy, man. He might believe that this dude has magic powers because he was talking about. But I think a big part of Diego's success is his belief system, right? Diego just believes things.
Dude.
Oh, this guy's amazing. What technique?
Here comes an elbow.
Oh, come on, son. Show me that. Oh, knocking people out. Bro. Oh, so good. Imagine looking at this guy and go, listen, fuck Longo and Sarah. That's where I need to be.
If the training techniques and fight performances weren't proof enough,
never.
the fact that Sanchez was visibly out of
Look at that's a mean gut. 2 tittied up. Damn. With the shoulders, he looked like somebody's grandmother. He wildin'. This a bad build. Bro, we gotta do worse MMA builds. Yeah. Somebody, bro, yo, we gotta do that.
Should be enough proof for anyone that he's being manipulated, because his fighting performances have been nothing but disastrous for Sanchez, and learning to shadow box blindfolded certainly doesn't help. Despite all this though, the UFC was still willing to do Sanchez a favour. Because of the time he'd put into the UFC, they offered him a fight versus fellow legend Donald Cowboy Cerrone for a larger sum of money. However, in retaliation for some reason, Joshua Fabia decided to threaten the UFC with legal action, claiming they were sabotaging his career, and he planned on listing the amount of injuries Sanchez had since joining the UFC to make a statement about fighter safety and potentially win a lawsuit. However, by Fabia accusing the UFC of sabotaging his career, Fabia directly sabotages Sanchez's career.
Yeah,
because naturally, if your coach
know.
is threatening to sue the UFC, the obvious course of action is to cut Sanchez from the UFC. So after Sanchez linked up with Joshua Fabia, he's since performed terribly in his fights, looked terribly out of shape, and was ultimately cut from the promotion
That gotta be
as a
edited.
direct result of Fabia's actions.
Let me see.